Alright, welcome to the next video in my series Chess for Aspen. And we're just going to jump right in. If you've been following the series, you know what it's about. And so we'll pick some comfortable time control and go through some live games. And let's begin. Hope everyone's having a great day. Looks like we're white again. Um, I'm gonna do d4 because I think that I've been doing a lot of games with the king's pawn. It does happen to be my favorite, but I do want to kind of mix it up a little bit. Um, these games, the d4 move, the queen's pawn moves, tend to be games that I don't find match my style so much. It's more positional than it is kind of aggressive. Oh, okay. For a second there, I thought black was not going to show up. Okay, so this is a really passive move. And for beginners, I think I've said it before. If your opponent doesn't make a strong claim in the center, then you should. So we'll get those two solid pawns right in the center. Maybe we'll see d5 here or something, which is fine. Well, I think we've actually may have talked about this in another video, but if we see d5 here, I enjoy playing e5, just passing it. There are a bunch of other options. I think it's almost just a taste. I don't think anyone, I mean, you can capture, you can advance, you can move the knight out. So all these moves are just fine for white. Just depends on maybe whichever opening that you might be more familiar with. For me, I usually play the e5 move. But we'll see what happens. It looks like we're playing someone who's pretty slow here. I mean, this much time into move 2 is somewhat rare. So our plan is okay. So we ended up seeing d5. Now I'm thinking if I play this, I'm just going to be doing the same stuff, and today's theme is to try and do things a little bit differently. I think e takes is one of the book moves anyway. We'll see after this move. I'm not totally sure. We could instantly attack that. That's a plan for maybe later. Right now, I think we're gonna focus more on getting our pieces developed, since I'm kind of out of my study realm here, since we're doing a different move. Which actually is a great topic to talk about. I mean, there are thousands and thousands of openings in chess, and it's going to be probably impossible for you to remember all of them. So you might go into a game or a tournament trying to be prepared, right? You can study all kinds of openings, you can pick some favorites like I have, but those openings that you've prepared, they do depend on your opponent following those lines. So, what happens when they don't? Well, we just then follow basic kind of solid chess opening principles. Don't move the same piece twice. Try to play for the center, knights before bishops, develop with an attack, get castled, right? Just play solid chess opening principles, and you should be just fine, even though you might not be in your particular prepared opening, like we are here. This isn't an opening sequence that I normally play, so that'll be the kind of the topic here, since kind of out of my book. We'll approach this game in that manner, just solid chess, right? Black is really taking quite some time here. So how's everyone's day? We'll just there are benefits though to playing someone who takes so much time, and not so much now. Okay, in the opening we already know what our plan is: knight, bishop, bishop, whatever, maybe bishop here, and get castled. So, but later on in the game, we're going to be able to do a lot of our thinking on black's time, which is pretty advantageous for us. And not to mention, I mean, this game was is pretty comfortable time control, but with now 3 minutes of an advantage in time, that could that could come into play a little bit later. So we have, I mean, time is just another weapon you have in the game. Okay, h6. That's a really passive, slow move. That doesn't do anything. You know, black isn't following those opening principles. Black needs to be getting, you should be following the same type of plan. Get the pieces out. Notice that this doesn't have anything, any claim whatsoever to the center, right? So it's really really kind of a slow move. So like I said, we're gonna follow basic ideas. Knights before bishops. Let's get them out. Let's develop and we'll see. So, you know, this now gives me an advantage in development. I'm ahead, and that's probably like most games where you hand an advantage like that to your opponent. It's not going to play out very well. And see, okay, now I've got a6. Once again, not a great move. No stake in the center. Black's still not developing pieces, so let's do bishop d3 here. I just want a castle. Oh, finally black develops a piece. My goodness. And we'll just follow our plan. We're gonna castle. Thank goodness. Okay. And black seems to be playing a little bit faster. So I think black wants to castle. We do need to develop our last piece. Let's put the bishop on f4 here. Good spot for the bishop, I suppose. As good as any. And now, while black's thinking, I think we're gonna see castles, and maybe we can start to throw some pieces into the center. Moves like knight e5, maybe rook e1. We've got this open file. We might as well try to take it over. Even we can develop the queen, defending the bishop, connecting the rooks. In fact, that looks like to be the move I'd like to do, actually. So see, and as I described earlier, we did all our kind of analysis, looked at all our candidate moves while black was thinking, and so now we have this plan, and we don't have to waste much time because black took so long. So we're building even a greater time advantage in the game. I'm thinking, okay, so black wants to probably develop some pieces, I hope. I think our plan should be to double the rooks in some way on this open e file that's out there. So if we see moves, actually, looking at all the candidate moves, I'm trying to remember a sort of pattern. Take a look at, I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but if we take a look at sacking a bishop here, we just have so much advantage in because I was looking at knight e5, we're looking at doubling rooks, but I think there might be something. Let's assume for a moment that black develops the knight here. So the knight would be controlling the square. Bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes, obviously, right? And we've we're sacking the bishop for 2 pawns there, kind of destroying black's king side. But the point is, in the end, that we have knight to g5, which would threaten some. I mean, not mate, but it's getting close. I'm not sure if we're ready for that, though. it's just kind of a crazy. I know it sounds crazy. It looks like a crazy idea, but since oh well, that idea is off the board because now the bishop is in there too. But this is fine because we're just going to snap off the rook, and if no matter how black recaptures, we'll just pre-move this rook move here. I think. Well, I don't like to pre-move some. Yeah, this is great. Captured with the queen. So now we're gonna take over this file. So the bishop here stops that other plan. Okay, we still have knight e5. It could be useful. Trying to find a plan here. We need to take advantage of black's lack of development here. Black still hasn't developed this knight, so let's start advancing into the center. Because now if black decides to develop the knight, we can capture, and after pawn takes, it'll create a weakness on the queen side in black's camp. So okay, so the bishop captures here now. So remember our plan here was kind of thwarted by the bishop on f8, but now let's take a look at that again. So bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes. But the difference here is that we don't have the knight move here anymore. Remember, because we were talking about these two pawns are gone. The queen would be sitting here on h6. So we don't have the knight move. What would black do in that case? Maybe because takes here would be probably a bad move for black. Maybe the bishop would come back at that point. You know what? I'm feeling crazy. Let's do it. Let's do it. I think it's going to lead to some real problems for black here. But we'll see what black does. If the pawn recaptures the bishop, we'll take it. I don't know. It's a pretty tasty bishop. It's like if black doesn't recapture it, then we're just up a pawn. But I'm well, here we get to bring a rook into the game. And now, yeah, that was probably a really bad idea for yeah, we get this fork here. We don't need to freak out though. What if we bring the bishop back? So if we bring the bishop back, that's going to be a really nasty fork, a pawn fork, so that's not cool. What if we trade queens? Because this move would actually threaten checkmate. So, yeah, queen takes, and then rook to here would be an awesome check. King. Oh, my bad. That's mate because the bishop is covering that square. Yeah, let's do it. All right, we just found a mate here. I don't think black is going to be able to resist taking the queen here. Probably thinking that I'll recapture with the bishop, or I'm sorry, recapture with the rook, and then black gets the bishop, one or two ways. But if black takes the queen, it's mate. We've got these squares are all covered. Black has to take the queen here because I'm already threatening checkmate. So this game is, we're in a forced mate situation, basically. Yeah, there's nothing black can do. If black moves a pawn, I'll just take the queen. I mean, the knight's hanging, right? There's just, yeah, it's, wow, I didn't even see this. I was about to plan with the rook here. It's a good thing, you know, the point being that don't jump on the first move that comes to mind. um, there's there might be better, right? And again, this is taking full advantage of Black's lack of development, right? If Black had developed these pieces, then this rook would be able to defend that back rank, but they're just not there, you know, and not much more to talk about. So follow. I mean, and that's what we did, right? I purposely went outside of my comfort zone, if you will, for openings, just to show you that if you follow those basic chess principles, you're gonna be just fine. And checkmate. All right, what an awesome game. I'm really glad that happened because it showed such a contrast between the two styles, really, right? Excuse me. And like I said, it doesn't really make a huge difference if you start to get outside of your opening book. Play solid chess. Follow those. Make a stake. Play into the center. Knights before bishops. Don't move the same piece twice. Try to develop with an attack. Don't move your queen out early. Right. Get developed. Get castled, and then you're ready to start coming up with those plans for attack. And that's where we were at. Sacrificing this bishop. The only reason I was really considering it, to be honest, was it looked like it was going to lead to something pretty awesome. But I mean, in this situation, since if your opponent is so bad, I mean, these pieces are basically not in the game anyway. So is it really even a sacrifice when you sack a bishop for 2 pawns is only it's going to net a loss of 1 pawn, so it's not even that much material. But I think if the computer were to analyze a position like this, because these pieces aren't out and into the game, it's going to give white probably a few points even before the bishop was sacrificed. Hey, so we'll leave it here. I think that's a good. That was a great game to really talk about. I'm really happy with this one. And if I've left out some, or you have any questions about some basic opening principles, by all means, leave a comment, hit that like button, subscribe, and I look forward to your comments. And until then, until next time, you guys have a great day.